Chris and I are going on a little ride in the snow. We're actually going to go down to the dam. We'll take you down to the dam with us, and I'm going to meet Apache up here and pick him up at the gate, Jurassic Park gate. You can see the lake is completely frozen. Now I think it was Martin Allison. It might have been James Barron. I think it was Martin Allison was telling me if that lake freezes over, when the chunks of ice start breaking up, they might get clogged up in that weir. And you can see that bay is completely frozen. And I'll get a little four-wheel drive. So nice to be able to just push a button and get four-wheel drive. Oh, that's so wonderful. But we're going to go down and raise that weir up all the way. And we have no water. We fixed the water, but we have no water because while we were fixing it, we had the heater off in the building because we had to have the electricity off so the water pump wouldn't pump. And in that period of time, which was 2 or 3 hours, we was working on that. Everything froze up inside the building because it got so cold. So I'm not going to have any water until the weekend, looks like. Maybe even next Monday before we get water back. We're probably going to have a lot of busted PVC pipes inside that building. So, of course, maybe they didn't have much water in them. Maybe they didn't break. I don't know. We'll see. That bay there is completely frozen over. And but anyway, it's good because we still have power. A lot of people don't have power all over Texas. Their windmills froze up in Texas, and 21% of their power was on wind power, which that shows how well that works, huh? I guess it works as long as you got wind, but if the wind aren't blowing, maybe we're going to have to snuggle up because we're freezing to death down here in Texas in this monumental ice storm and snowstorm and cold. So, anyway, we're going to go down and raise that weir. We'll look around. I don't know if we'll see any animals or not. We've been feeding our animals at home. I think just about everybody's accounted for. I don't think anybody's frozen to death. We're in between snowstorms here in Oklahoma. Golly, what a strange thing to say. We're in between snowstorms here in Oklahoma. In between snowstorms is like 5 or 10 years, you know. But it's only a couple of days. We got a lot more snow. There's some deer up there going across the top of the hill. We got more snow coming in tonight. Another, I think they said 7 to 10 inches or 6 to 10 inches. We got 7 inches in the first one. And we got a couple of days here. My second COVID shot for tomorrow. Our disaster at going to Walmart in Ada. Worked out pretty good. Chris got to go out and eat a Valentine's Day steak. And that worked out good. Jimmy did the dishes. Yes, he did. Courtesy of Applebee's. But anyway, it's all good as long as we got power. The power's out all around us. They're having rolling blackouts here in Oklahoma also, and I think I don't know what's happening. I haven't really heard why it's happening, so I don't need to think. And don't know anything about electricity except it'll kill you. But anyway, we have got power. Thankfully, as long as we have power, we'll be able to ride it out here at the ranch. We can get by. I might get kind of woolly looking before the end of the week. Not being able to shave without water. Chris told me I could put some Noxzema on my face. Have you ever heard of a redneck guy putting Noxzema on his face? What's she think I am anyway, a pansy? I'm not putting Noxzema on my face to shave. Besides that, Noxzema would get down in my razor blade. And so I'm going to look kind of woolly-bully, but this is the look. This is the look. I even saw Bill Gates the other day. Bill Gates, oh my gosh. But anyway, I even saw Bill Gates. He had a looked like he hadn't shaved in a few days either. So that's kind of the cool look. So I might look kind of cool by Sunday. I think mine might look like Santa Claus, though, is what bothers me. But anyway, we'll see, because I probably won't get to shave for about a week. But we can get by without water. We got to have power. If we lose power, we'll probably just keep our clothes on and move to this OU room, which is in the very center of the house. It has no windows, and of course, it'll probably be the best insulated of all. Picking up Apache here at the Jurassic Park gate. Just leave that gate open, Apache. Yeah, to leave it open, it'll be fine. If something wants to come in and go out, it can.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to put a seat down.
Okay.
Neighbor's in there to keep you warm. I brought you some more coveralls for you to borrow too. They use those a lot hunting, the girls do, but they're really warm. I got some really warm stuff in. I'm going to have to run with my windows down. Well, nobody's been down this road. No. The first car's down it. This is our inside high fence. We have 750 acres on the inside, and then about 1250 outside that's fenced. This is our inside high fence. The house is inside of that. We're on the outside of that now. So those of you worried about Milburn, he was still in that 750 acres, and he probably still is. But you never know. I mean, he was really good at getting out back in that gate, getting back inside. So he got back inside of that twice. The last time I saw him, he come through the yard with his nose down, chasing a doe. And I hollered at him, and he stopped, and I went out there and petted him, rubbed on him a little bit, and then he put his nose down and left. And we haven't seen him since. And sometimes they can range as much as 12, 15, 20 miles. Some people even say 25. I don't know if that's possible or not. You know, we've had bucks that get on this ranch. We have bucks that get on this ranch that we only see one time ever, and never ever see them again. Never ever see them again. I saw one at night, and I hunted him with a bow for 5 straight days after I saw him at night, and I never ever saw the deer again. So I think he's just traveling through. They get to looking. They have a lot of does here. That's a pretty draw down in there, all covered in snow. I don't know if it's frozen all the way to dam or not, but it might be. We're going to get ready to find out here in a few minutes. It's about 2.5 miles or so, probably over here to the dam from the house, going by road. Not but about under a mile by water. I told Chris we could put the Ranger in the water and come down here, and she didn't want to do that. She wanted to ride in this Ram truck. You love riding in a Ram truck, don't you, baby? You sure do. Might see a Sasquatch tracks back here. City people call them Sasquatch. Around here, everybody calls them Bigfoot. You see one every now and then, not long. I bet they're having a hard time in this. Well, it's a pretty draw right there. Isn't that pretty down that bottom? Woo! You see, the deer can get down in these bottoms, and they actually will kind of lay down in the snow, will melt under them from their body heat, and then they'll have snow around them that gives them protection. So they really, I saw a deer run across up there in front of us. So they really, that's probably the two we've been following. That's probably, there goes one right there, run across in front of us. That was the fawn. So it's a pretty, yeah, it's a good sized fawn, but I think the first one was bigger. So let's see, we get up this thing in 4-wheel drive. We have to put the mule in 4-wheel drive here to get up this into the tracker off-road. No problem for a Ram Rebel. There's the lake, and it appears to be not completely frozen. It's close, though, and probably will freeze up tonight. It's close. They say 10 Killer's frozen up, Grand Lake's frozen up. Probably not totally. You know, I did a crappie show over on Keystone with Josh Jones not too awful long ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. And we had to break ice to get back into this bay that we were wanting to fish. Yeah, there's a lot of ducks down here. See all the mallards and stuff out there? A lot of different kinds of ducks, a bunch of greenheads right there. This water down here is 50 foot deep. Look at all the ducks flying. Look at all of them. Look at all of them. Woo! The guy could have a ball duck hunting right there, couldn't he? Look at all the ducks. Wow. They just flew out there in the middle. They will try to keep water open. Look at them. They're all up here too. These might be water turkeys up here. No, those are ducks, mallards. Look at the mallards. Holy smoke, look at the mallards. Goodness, 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 look at the mallards. My goodness. They got one little area open. It is froze all the way to the dam. That area in the middle has got ice on it too. They got this, look at all of them. You can see a bunch of them. You can see a bunch of them right down here in the water. Right here by us. And some smaller ducks, gadwalls and stuff. There they all go. There's still some mallards right there too. There goes I bet there's several hundred ducks right here. Now they'll fly around and turn around and come back. Flying in the air up there, they'll turn around and come back. And there's a little bit of open water. Will you look at the ducks out there? Will you look at the ducks? And we've put a tremendous amount of them in the air. I got this polar fleece on. It's hot in this truck. Look out there. Look out there at the ducks. And we put a lot of them in the air. They're going to circle around. They'll come back. And they'll get up against that bank. And they're swimming around. They swim around to keep some water clear. And I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it all clear or not, because it's just going to be down below zero again tonight. And our house, that's my partner's house, you see way up there in the distance. Ducks flying in the air everywhere. But that's his house out on that point. My house has got a little bay in between him and us, and then I'm on over there, 1,000 yards or so from where he is. But And down there, looks like it right around where the water's running out, there's some ducks down there too. So it looks like that the water is probably running through the Weir. And Apache and I are going to drive down there and walk down there. And I am going to have to, I can't turn around on the dam, so I am going to have to drive down there. I hope I can get back out. But we'll drive down there, and I think we're going to go down and crank the Weir up all the way. So when this ice starts breaking up, it can't get clogged up in the Weir and cause a problem. And we have some rain forecast for not this week, but the end of next week. Of course, this snow here is probably a 1/2 to 3/4 inch of moisture. What's coming tonight will probably be another 1/2 inch. See those ducks coming in there and landing? Yep, ducks coming in and landing right over there. Yeah. If we can't get out of here, one of us has got to walk. Chris volunteered to not walk. I want to drive off there. Well, I think I can just pull back up it. So we got the. Don't let me run into anything. There was a bunch of ducks. A bunch of ducks come out of the spillway. A bunch of ducks come out of the spillway. I hope it's not froze up, Apache. We're going to get out there and I'm going to. Are you going to get to the other side, Apache?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get this side over here. Don't you slide in there. You'll be going down the spillway. Go down there, you'll be going. Really not that much water running through, is it?
No, not really.
All right, I'll get this side. There's not much water running through. We're going to go ahead and run this Weir. That way, if there's any ice in there, it'll get on down. I'll come all the way, you are too. Okay. This spillway is 4 foot wide, 5 foot deep, goes way down over the hill. There's basically a $100,000 spillway right here. And but it works perfectly. You know, we should never ever worry about losing the lake before. We got a lot of rocks up here in the front of it for people to wash it out. And what Martin was talking about is those ice chunks out there, when they begin to break loose and break apart, is them coming up here and clogging this up now. And he was worried about them tearing the Weir up because ice has a lot of power. And I don't know that would happen, but we might do it up there. But it might raise the lake level a little bit, but I think that water will still flow through it pretty good. And it's going to be in the 50s beginning next Monday. All week long it's going to be in the 50s. So all the snow will be gone. We've enjoyed it while it's been here. But we don't like being without water. Look at all the water we got. That's all that water right out there. It's all the stuff. I mean, hundreds of them out there. All that water is our drinking water, our bath water, our shower water. And we can't get it because we let that heater off for a while. We'll go down there and look at it, Patsy. I bet we got frozen pipes. When it thaws out, we're going to probably have to replace a lot of pipes. It'll be a lot nicer to do it though at 55 degrees, won't it?
Yes, sir.
Won't be too big a job. All right, well, that's the Weir work for today. Preventable maintenance.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Preventable maintenance. That's the view that I love of Twin Eagle Lake right there. I said to him, come up here on this dam and just look down through there and just think, how in the world? That is so fortunate. And that lake is full of big fish. It's totally empty, and those trees you see in the middle, they're so thick actually under the water, you can't hardly walk through them. I mean, they're so thick. The ones you see right out in the middle off to the right of where we're looking right there is some trees in the middle, and they're so thick you can't hardly walk through them. I mean, it's amazing. All right, that is preventing maintenance there, we hope. We thank Martin Ellison for that. Because when that ice starts breaking loose, it'll probably clog up at the mouth of that thing, and I think the water will continue to flow through it. I think we'll be okay. And obviously now it can go ahead and come on up, and the Weir's not going to stop any water. That is pretty down through there. Isn't that beautiful? Now all that ice is going to get snow on it tonight, so I guess the lake will be, it look like up in New Hampshire or somewhere, Minnesota or Wisconsin. It's going to really come on four-wheel drive. This is another thing. You got to have a four-wheel drive, even the tracker off-road, to get with this one. This is the creek that Canyon Lake is built on, and you can see that that creek is frozen over completely, and the water is still running. So the water is running underneath that ice. That's what happens. It's probably real pretty if I walked over on the other side and shot that, but I'm not going to do that for y'all. I wouldn't do it if we had 500,000 subscribers. I'm not sure I can get back out of there. It's pretty steep getting up in there, and the snow drifts are pretty high. I'm not sure that I can get on the other side of that, but that's got to be really, really pretty right there, where that water's coming down off of there. That probably ice probably goes all the way down to the water's edge. But that's the lake that Big Canyon is on, and that's why it's real low. There's just not much water running in there right now. This is the other side of the creek, and you can see it is frozen all the way underneath the bridge, and yet there's water still running underneath that ice. You can see that creek is completely frozen all the way up on top. So you wonder about frozen water, flowing water, leaving your faucets drip and stuff. Well, it'll only work to a certain point. But as long as that water that's moving, it will stay unthawed. But what's on top, it's got a big sheet of ice over the top of it. And that wind is blowing pretty good. Oh, that's pretty right there, isn't it? That's a pretty mountain up there covered in snow. It doesn't really look like it snowed quite as much. Of course, some of this stuff was pretty high up here. It doesn't look like it snowed quite as much here as it did at the house. Of course, our grass is shorter there, so it gets covered up a lot quicker and easier. We're going to take a real quick run over the other lake, take a look at it. We haven't been over here, so we'll see. I'm sure it's frozen over too. We might see a lot of ducks that's keeping an area closed here too. They keep the north shoreline is what they keep, because that is the block from the north wind. The north shoreline is the warmest water to warm up in the springtime, and it's the place that you want to concentrate on fishing. The north shoreline, that water will get warmer because, again, it's blocked from the north wind. The sun travels on the southern horizon, which means it's got sunlight on it for more hours during the day. Plus any wind you have is blowing the south wind, which will blow the warm surface water over on that bank. And think of water like snow. It stacks up, and so that water will be the warm surface water that might not be but a few inches deep is going to get deeper and deeper over on that north shoreline, and pretty soon you have a north shoreline that's got water that's several degrees warmer than the rest of the lake, and it draws bass in there and crappie and bluegill and stuff in there like a magnet. Really, the bass really go to that water because they're cold-blooded, cannot feel pain, but they really are affected by water temperature, and so they go to that warmer water, then their whole body gets warmer. And you know how it is when your whole body gets warmer. That's a deal, Lucille. Uh-oh, look at the wild pigs out there. There's a big old boar and a whole litter. Look at that litter. That's 1 litter of pigs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's just a normal sized litter right there. 10 pigs, 10 wild hogs right there. We caught about, Joe Arms, my buddy at Traps, he caught about 15 or 17 over here the other day in a trap right over here, right where these pigs would go by, that trap. Now, he wasn't able to leave that trap here but a few days. A buddy of mine, Monty Spencer, was coming up here hog hunting. We was trying to catch him a few hogs. We were not able to do it. That hog now has seen us, and she's not going to hang around too much. There they go. There they go, running back to the woods. There's a lot of ducks on the water out there, again on that north shoreline over there. And they're going to be getting up here pretty quickly. It might be water turkeys over there on that ice also. Those look like ducks though. I guess they've got them a little, they're not on the ice. Well, some of them are. Some of them are walking around on the ice. But they've got them a little area opened up. And there's a few hundred ducks right there too in that small area. Now they're starting to get up. They're all going to get in the air. Look at them, look at them, look at them. Holy moly. And water turkeys in there. I don't see any geese. I hear geese though. Some of those are geese. Yeah, I can hear the geese hollering. So some of those are geese. Holy cow at the ducks. We're going to drive over a little close and make them all fly. They say, thanks, Jimmy. We're trying to keep this water. Look at it, they're already coming back in. Look at them already coming back in. That's geese getting up. Look at that. Look at that. There's a bunch of Canadian geese in there also. That's the one little area they're keeping open. Now, I'm not really going to disturb them too much. I'm going to drive down here and take a look at them and then get out of here. Look at them. Solid black in there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those big Canadians getting up. Look at that. My goodness. And a bunch of them are not going to fly. They're not wanting to fly. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ducks there. Now I'm going to back up and get out of here because they're trying to keep that open. They're trying to use their body heat to keep that open. I'm going to back up and just get on out of here and leave them alone. Those don't want to fly because they know that it won't take me just a little while until that will glaze over totally, and then they won't have any water at all. And they like it because this lake has not got obviously any boat traffic on it. Not many lakes have boat traffic, but I can tell you right now people are still fishing. They're still fishing. A lot of them are fishing in boat docks right now with heaters and stuff, which is pretty nice. It's a great way to fish. Up north, y'all get little shanties and ice huts and travel trailers parked out on the ice, fishing down through the holes in the doors in your travel trailer.
Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I love you.